Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to a full tour of the icon of the seas. My name is Vicky, and I want to take you all over the cruise ship. But I must warn you, you're probably going to get a little bit confused if you don't watch this video in its totality. I've been here for a week, and I can tell you that there's so many loops and turns and different floors. And I promise you that if you don't go well equipped, you're gonna miss some parts. So I hope this video is not only enjoyable, but it is also a way of you being able to kind of get the gist of what the icon of the seas is truly like. Now, without further delay, let's jump into the tour. Let's go. So our tour will begin on deck 3. I always love to start at the bottom and then work my way towards the top because there's so much detail as we get into different floors. So on deck 3, we have the medical center. Very important, and I think everybody should know where this is at on their cruise. So medical center, if you're feeling bad, if you get injured, if you need medical assistance, you would be visiting the medical center. It's like a little mini hospital on board the ship, which is very important information to have at hand. Then you have the music hall. The music hall is very popular, especially during the evening, because they have live bands playing like rock music. It's really, really nice. It's a great environment. You have a bar there as well, so you can get some drinks. You can listen to live music. So this specific music hall has deck 3. And as you can see all the way up top, you see that there's another floor. That's going to be deck 4. We're going to be visiting that in just a little bit. But just know that you can enter through deck 3. Now we are in one portion of the ship, but there's still a second part. It's divided by stairways and rooms and things like that. So now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to the back part of the ship, and over there you're going to find other incredible things. So race you to the other side. That was quick. Anyways, usually when you have floors like this, you do have to walk across rooms in order for you to get to the other side, or you can go to another floor where there's open space so you can walk across. In this case, we walked through the staterooms, and we have our formal dining room in one area, and then on the opposing side we have the conference center. Now the conference center is great for events like a quinceañera event. If you've sailed on these ships in the summer, chances are you will run across a big group of young girls wearing these big puffy dresses. That is a group of quinceañeras. I had the opportunity of doing that when I turned 15. We went on a cruise and we did a quinceañera event. They all dress up in their big gowns, and usually what they will do is they will rent out a space like this, and they'll have makeup classes, or people can rent these spaces if they're going for work trips, and they can use it as a conference room, team building. As you can see here, I see a big ball gown and I see some makeup and things like that at the end. So I'm assuming it's a quinceañera event. But you can use these conference rooms, you can rent them out. And if you're going with a big group of work peers, maybe this is a place where you guys can do team building. But just know that the conference rooms are available, and I believe it's on all ships. At least every single Royal Caribbean ship I've been on, they've had conference rooms. So this is something really cool to keep note of. If you're a company, if you're watching my video and you're the owner of a company, you're thinking of the possibility of taking your employees, just know that they have that option. Also across, as I mentioned before, we have the formal dining room. And the way that the elevators work here, you press the floor you want to go to and it's going to light up an elevator. Then you go to that elevator that is lit up, and that's the one you're going to take you to the next deck. So we are now on deck 4. Let's discover what's here. So as soon as you step foot outside of the elevator, you have the royal dining room right there next to you, the formal dining room. I'm going to take you in there in just a little bit, but first I want to show you all of the other things. Remember, I told you that these dining rooms spread across a couple of floors, so the next floor I will share it with you. Now we're going into Casino Royale. Now we're going to walk through Casino Royale rather quickly because there's so much to get to. So let's speed walk through. And before you know it, you're going to see that the casino leads you into the music hall. You see how I told you that every time you take a step or a turn, you lead into another place? It's almost like this maze. And that's one of the things that really kept me on my toes the whole cruise. I never knew where anything was. And of course, it takes some getting used to. But the fact that you have to go from one place to another, through another, it almost felt a little bit, I don't know how to say it, but not well managed, I guess. I don't know what to call it, but it was a little bit odd. Anyways, the music hall, this is the second floor. Remember, I showed you downstairs how they had the stage and all the tables. Well, this is the upstairs floor. So you can access this through the casino, or you can access it through this entrance right here. This is the other side of the ship. So you have two entrance points for deck 4, and then you have an entrance point through deck 3. Right here across from Music Hall, you have the Royal Theater. Here you have those Broadway style shows. I have to tell you, if you want to see a good show, you have to stop by and see The Wizard of Oz. Very difficult to get a reservation if you don't do it with anticipation, because this is one of those shows that you must watch. I loved it, and I'm not somebody to sit through long periods of time with music, like these Broadway style shows. I'm very limited to what I've liked. I like The Lion King on Broadway. I can probably push through Aladdin, but this show was just spectacular. I loved all of the props. You do have things that fly over your head. It is just one of those shows that leaves you in awe. So if you're looking for a good show, make reservations for The Wizard of Oz. You're going to thank me later. And now we've made it to deck 5. Deck 5 is home to a great number of things, and this is one of the first places you see as soon as you board the cruise. Up here we have the Royal Theater, because we have another floor. Remember when I showed you the Royal Theater that I went down the stairs? Well, this is the upper level of the Royal Theater. Also deck 5. You have access to the fitness center through here. The fitness center is so confusing to get to. Maybe it's just me because it was my first time on the Icon class, but it is just so difficult because you can access it by going outside, and then you follow all of the kind of pathways, and it'll lead you to the fitness center eventually. I'll show you the fitness center in just a bit, but first let's kind of explore all of the options here. Now on deck 5, you're going to be seeing all of the major spots that you see on the Oasis class ships. So the first thing is you have Sorrento's, you have some shopping, you have karaoke. So let's get to it. First up is Solera Beauty. Solera Beauty is your makeup, perfume, one-stop shop. If you forget makeup, if you forget perfume, if you want to purchase something for yourself or for somebody else, this would be a great place to pick that up. Anyways, up next we have Effie. This is a jewelry store. Sometimes they give away little drawstring bracelets. Just keep an eye on the itinerary. You can download the app and then you can see it there. They give away bracelets. Usually they're not the cutest, but this cruise, they were pastel colored, and I really like. I love the update they gave to those free bracelets that they give away. So just keep your eyes on the itinerary so you know when they're giving them away. Anyways, up next is the karaoke spot. Here specifically, we have 3 different types for karaoke. You have family karaoke at 7 p.m. So kids are usually the ones that are taking over that karaoke session. Then you have teens, I believe that was around 8 p.m. And then you have adults, and that's around 9 p.m. So you have 3 different times for karaoke, and we take our karaoke seriously on board any Royal Caribbean ship. You're going to see that it's always packed. If you don't get there with at least 10 to 15 minutes with anticipation, there will be no room left for you to sing karaoke. So just keep that in mind when you are running over there. Try to do it 10 to 15 minutes before the session starts. Up next, we have Sorrento's. This is the biggest Sorrento's I have seen on board any ship. Now, the inside is very expanded. I feel like there's room to breathe. I feel like you're not running into people. Usually, Sorrento's on other ships are fairly small, and the seating area is tiny as well. Here, you have extensive seating and ample seating space. I love the way that they have it set up. It really does feel like a New York City pizzeria, just the decor and all of that. They are usually open until 3 in the morning, give or take. So if you're looking for a slice of pizza and you're eager to get your hands on one, they usually open around 11 in the morning and close around 3 a.m. Now we're heading up the Collection. The Collection is a second-hand store. The amount of Hermes, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, Dior that they have in this store is crazy. And I thought, oh my God, nobody's going to buy the Hermes bags. I was wrong. There was a lot of people on board buying Hermes, which I found crazy. When you look at the prices of these bags, I'm very transparent with you guys. You know that about me already. The bags, the cost of these bags were almost close to the original price. So sometimes you think to yourself, what's the point of buying the secondhand bag when I can get a brand new one for a little bit more? But there was a lot of people buying these bags there. Anyways, over on this side, they had a Rolex stand. One thing I did notice about this location is this stand you see right here that I'm showing you. On other ships, they have plenty of little tables, like little kiosks that they set up, and they start selling items there. The entire cruise was kind of hunched over that one stand that I showed you, trying to buy merchandise throughout the whole cruise. It was nuts. I've never seen anything like that before. I feel like that's like not prepared enough for the amount of people that they have on board. I feel like they should set up like not permanent little stands, but hey, it is what it is. Anyways, this is the next door. This is the Icon shop. They have a bunch of merchandise for the Icon of the Seas. And if you didn't know, Messi is the godfather of the Icon of the Seas. Like, he's the one who kind of became like the christened the cruise, I guess. They are the ones who were named the person of the ship. So they have a Royal Caribbean and like a soccer collaboration. So they have the jerseys there for Messi. A lot of people went crazy when they got there and they bought a whole bunch of jerseys. But just know that that's why it's so significant, and that's why you see so much of the soccer jerseys. I don't follow soccer, so I wouldn't be able to help you with that information. But anyways, here, this is your photo spot, and it's also shore excursions. So if you need to go somewhere off the cruise, you want to book a shore excursion, you could do it there. That's also the only area they have for photos. And then they have this sliding door where you can go outside, and they have the most beautiful seating area. You can just sit down, relax, enjoy your morning coffee. If you are at sea that day, then you have that beautiful view of the ocean. And I love that it has this roof. It's almost like cooled. I don't know if it's just because it was a little windy that day, but I feel because it's so kind of enclosed, it feels nice. So you have that nice heat, but you also have that breeze. Just a great spot for you to sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee. Just scroll through your phone, read a book. I think that there was a lot of places like this on the ship where you can just sit down and relax. Anyways, that's the Pearl. That's that big area that everybody, as soon as you walk into the cruise, you see that and you're like, oh my God, this cruise is crazy. We're going to take you there in just a little bit, but let's carry on with Deck 5. Now we carry on with another area, and we are looking straight at guest services. Guest services is the place you should go to if you have any issues with your room, with your key card, with payments, any sort of issue you have on board. Go to guest services. If you have an issue with a specific area that they can assist you with, they will guide you as to what you should be doing. And right across you have Point and Feather. This is almost like an Irish pub. It's the only way I can describe it. You have live music that happens right over there in the corner on the right hand side. You have some drinks here. You can pick up a mocktail or a cocktail. They had a couple of them, and there was one with coconut that was rather tasty. And nothing, you just sit here and relax. It gets really, really nice in the evening. I feel like everybody kind of discovers what their favorite place is by day 2. You already have a favorite spot. There's a lot of people who love this here, and this is one of the reasons why. If you go all the way to the back, you're going to find a little bit of fun. You have a game area. It's kind of hidden in a little nook, so people don't really know that it's there, but it's a great little area. You can go have a drink, sit down, enjoy yourself with your friends, play a couple of games. A great little spot, and I love that it's very homey. It's very dark and cozy. Right next to this little Irish pub, you have Crown and Anchor Society, as well as Next Cruise. Here you can book your next cruise, and for the Crown and Anchor Society, I'm going to give you an example of what happened to me. So when I got married and my last name changed from its original maiden name to my hyphenated married name, they did not join or combine all the cruises I had taken prior to getting married to those that I was taking after. So I was not receiving the points. one point I received my card and I was not a Diamond Plus member. So by going there, they combined all my cruises and I was able to get my points. So that's what they do there. Anyways, you have the liquor store also available to you. You can purchase there and then you receive the liquor, the alcohol right before you disembark. And that's one of the other places. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but when we were walking towards this area, the walls have little glass shelving and they have some jewelry there, which is fantastic because now they don't have like 15 jewelry shops, which they have on the Oasis class ships. It's kind of like placed in these little shelves, and if you like a watch or a piece of jewelry, you could just purchase it there. This is the dining room. This is on deck 5, as I mentioned before. You can either be seated on deck 3, 4, or 5. You have 3 different times for dining. Dining is 5 p.m., 7 p.m., or my time dining. If you do 5 p.m., you have the early seating. If you do 7, you have the later seating. And if you do my time, you can go anytime in between that. I personally like early dining at 5 p.m. because it allows for digestion of my food, and then I can have something else a little bit later. If you are coming in from a port or anything like that, you're probably not going to be able to get ready for dinner if you do the early dining. Also, keep in mind, you have to plan accordingly because what ends up happening is if you don't specify certain wants and desires, you may be grouped with a completely different family and you may be sitting at a table with a family you've never met before because of your party size. So just keep that in mind. Make your reservations with sufficient time. Talk to whoever you need to talk to make sure that you get your requests met. So again, this is the formal dining room, and you can also have breakfast here. I believe deck 3 is the one that offers breakfast daily, starting at around 7:30 in the morning, and it runs for a few hours. So if you're looking for a nice little setup for breakfast, you can come here, and all the meals that you have in the formal dining room are 100% free. The only time you have to pay is if you're buying a alcoholic beverage or a soft drink. At that point, you can either have your drink package kick in, or you can just purchase it. They put it on your card, and that's how you can purchase your drinks. But this is completely free, so just keep that in mind. So I could take the elevator and take you to deck 6, but how would that make any sense when you have this beautiful Pearl waiting on deck 5? So all I did was walk back to the Pearl, and now we're going to go up the Pearl to deck 6. By the time that I go up the Pearl, I will be in the middle of the ship, so I can either go left or right, and we're going to go both, but we're going to discover everything on deck 6, but we have to just go up the Pearl. So this is clearly one of those places where everybody's trying to take a photo. You see those square plates? Well, those square plates move up, down, side to side, and there's music playing in the Pearl. So it almost does like this wave effect. Everybody always wants to take a picture in front of it, so just be very kind. I know that it's frustrating when you're trying to get to a place quickly and there's people taking photos, but it's really nice. So just be kind. If you see people taking photos, offer to take the photos. You can see how they smile, and it changes the day for them. Anyways, right next to the Pearl is the Pearl Cafe. The Pearl Cafe is almost like the Cafe Promenade that you've seen on the Oasis of the Seas ships. Well, they have a whole bunch of snacks, sandwiches, wraps, desserts, pastries, and it's all for free. Now, you also have a coffee section, and again, I've mentioned it to you in other videos. This coffee section you do have to pay for. It serves almost like a Starbucks style drinks. If not, it is Starbucks because they serve it in Starbucks cups. But if you have a drink package, you can get drinks there, which is crazy to me because you can't get those same drinks at Starbucks. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a little left turn right here. You can see across, you have Giovanni's, and well, I'll discover that with you now. But we're going to continue to walk because there's a cozy little nook here, and my parents always love to sit here. So this little area is right next to the attic. It is on deck 6, and you can see the karaoke spot from here, and the chairs are super comfortable. This is my little secret. Stand here and you're going to get the best access to the parade. First and foremost, you have nobody standing in front of you. You have view from the top, and it's just so magical when you're able to see kind of like I like to call it the 0.5 of your camera, the 0.5 view, because you get the view of the ceiling with all the really cool colors, all of the costumes, all of the confetti that falls, you get a clear view of that. And something worth mentioning is the day that you set sail, they have a whole balloon display on the ceiling and they let it go at midnight. So if you're sitting there, oh, what a view. And more specifically, that seating area is right above the Sorrento's sign. So just keep that in mind. This is the attic. Here they have comedy shows and sometimes art auctions. It's a great little spot. I love the way they set it up on the outside. I just think that maybe it could have been used for something else. I really love the setup. It really, really looks different. Like I said, I wish it would have been maybe the entrance to something else because it's way too cool. Anyways, this is the elevator section. I'm gonna go ahead and do a loop-de-loop and go back to the opposing side where we saw Giovanni's. But first, over on this side where you have the attic, the elevators have two little spaces all the way in the back. Sometimes it could be missed. It is the Crown and Anchor Lounge, and it is an escape room. The escape room is for people who are 12 years of age and older. So if you have a little one that is under 12, they're not gonna be able to participate. Here's a Crown Lounge. The Crown Lounge is a space for Crown and Anchor members to go in. You can have a snack, you can have a tea or a coffee, and you can just sit down. You can take your laptop in there, you could get some work done. I can't tell you how many times I've had to sit here with my husband for him to complete some sort of work assignment or something, and it's just really relaxing. You can also sit here if you're going to go to a comedy show. Since you're so close in distance, you can sit down, you can have a little snack, you can just relax right before the comedy show, and then when the time is up, you can just head on over, but you were able to relax. This area is always quiet. There's usually never anyone there. So it's a great option if you need to get some work done and you just need a quiet space. Once we step foot outside of the Crown and Anchor Lounge, we're going to make way back to that area where we were discussing how you can see Giovanni's and all of that. It's right across from the really cool seating area I told you about. So this is right in front of dueling pianos. Now, this is a really cool concept because every evening you have this setup. There's two pianos in there, and then you have two people playing piano, and it's almost like a rap battle where one does something and then the other one responds. Well, it's kind of like that. There's two people playing the pianos. They're singing live. It's a bar. It's a good time. So if you like that, you can go ahead and that could be your spot for the evening. As I mentioned to you before, once you've been there for 1-2 nights, you already have your spot. You find your group of people where you want to hang out and where you feel most comfortable. This little area right here where you see the people setting up, there is live music every single evening there as well. There's live music going on everywhere, and it's great because there is different genres of music playing at any given time. So you find what you vibe with and then you go enjoy it. Right here is Giovanni's. Giovanni's Italian is a wonderful spot. If you love Italian food, this is the place to go. It is a restaurant where you have to pay. It is a specialty restaurant. It is very good food. Usually I tell people that when you go to these specialty restaurants, it is a set pay per person, and then you pick like an appetizer and an entree and all of that fun stuff. But everyone on board is so generous and they're so kind and they want you to have the best experience ever. So usually, even if you pick one appetizer, they'll probably bring out 2 or 3 for the table to share, just so that you can really leave with knowing that you had a good time at that restaurant, that you tried everything, and you leave with a favorite dish. I've never had a negative experience. Everybody's always so kind and warm and welcoming, and they're very generous, as I stated before. This right here is the Schooner Bar. I call it the Schooner Bar. I've heard people on board call it the Schooner Bar, but I'm gonna go with Schooner Bar because it just sounds better. Here you have live music as well. It is a bar. There's somebody playing the piano and singing live. It's kind of the same concept as the dueling pianos, except there's nobody dueling. It's just one person singing and playing the piano. And that is Boleros. Boleros has the best salsa music. They have a live band every evening. And then when the live band isn't playing, they have salsa, bachata, merengue music playing. You have a bar there. It makes you feel like you're in Little Havana and you're having one of those really nice salsa nights. You grab a drink at the bar, you sit down, people watch. It's a great time. And I love that little dominoes, like the little photo op that they have there right in front of Boleros. It makes me feel like I'm in Cuba. It's a great little spot for photos and I love it. Here are the little windows that I told you guys about, the little glass shelves. That all used to be in little shops, in little stores, but they removed that and now they have it set up that way, which I think is great because they have a little cash register there too. So if there's something you like, you go, you pick it out, you try it, and you purchase it. No need to walk into a store, which is fantastic. So this part of the ship gets a little bit difficult to understand. This is Surfside. We're in the back of the ship. Surfside has two other sides to it. Like there's the left-hand side and then there's the right-hand side. The right-hand side is Adventure Ocean. This is where kids go for the clubs. Now, I feel that this is a huge waste of space, but then again, when you look at it, you're like, it's kind of cool because all the colors are inviting. You feel like you're running through this hallway of magic to get to where you're supposed to be. They have this hours of operation screen, and it shows you what's going on a daily basis, the activities and the times. Then you have all of the little rooms for all of the kids, and they break it down by age. So you have, I believe it's the juniors first. Yep. You have the AO juniors. Then you have another setup where you have a theater and you can watch puppet shows. Sometimes they put movies in there too. So yes, it's an incredible experience. This location is very beautiful. They have that tree with all the sparkly lights on top. It's a very, very beautiful place, and you don't want to miss the puppet show that they have here. They have an incredible puppet show with snow and bubbles. It's really, really cute. Now, this is the hangout spot. It is for children ages 6 to 12. Both of my daughters would land in this group. Now, I'm going to give you a tour of the location, but you're not allowed to go in there. First day, the day that you arrive, they give you tours of the location. You're able to sign your kids up for the daycare services. So that's how I was able to capture all of this for you. They have these little computers on the walls that you can request music, and it plays it throughout the entire location. This is the workshop. This is where they have arts and crafts and like activities. And then this whole area, they have gaming, and they're able to sit down and talk. They also have these really cool game tables towards the back. I really love this, and I wish that this was open in a different section for kids and parents alike so that they can have family time together. I really dislike that Royal Caribbean took away that opportunity for parents and kids to hang out in a spot that would be family friendly. I really love this concept. I wish this was all open so parents and kids can play together, but they have it completely closed off. Then they have the arena. The arena is a place where they do a lot of sports games. They play dodgeball and things like that. And then all of this area is for them to sit down and talk and play games. They also have games along all of the walls so they can sit down and just enjoy themselves there. And then you have another classroom, which is the babies, the AO babies right here. And we're back to where we started. Now we're going to go towards the left side. This is Park West. This little area you see right here, compared to every other cruise tour I've done, it's kind of sad because Park West really gives the cruise a little bit of personality, like you're in New York. Anyways, here they have 6th and Main, and it is another shop. It's another little store. They have sunglasses. They have t-shirts and long sleeve shirts. They have vineyard vines here as well. So it's a great little spot. But you see how now we have to go through this little shop and Park West to get to Playmakers. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't hate it, but then again, if you're not somebody who finds the store interesting and doesn't find Park West interesting, would you have spotted Playmakers to begin with? So this is what I mean by everything is like a little maze. Everything is kind of hidden. Anywho, I like Playmakers because I really enjoy the onion ring tower, and I also enjoy the wings with some buffalo sauce on the side. Very good. If you're looking for something like that, you can visit Playmakers. Just keep in mind that it is a specialty restaurant, so you do have to pay for that. So once you walk all the way to the back, you say, wait a minute, there's something back there. And yes, you're right. There's two things back here. You have Absolute Zero, which is an ice skating rink, and you have Social 020, which is the Teenagers Club. Now, right here, you walk in through these doors. The Teenagers Club is right on the left-hand side, and straight down is Absolute Zero. So you can go ahead and you can reserve so you can ice skate. There's specific days and times designated for guests to ice skate at the rink. You have to make sure you fill out the waiver, and you can just borrow skates there. You do not have to pay for that experience whatsoever. It is free. Now, the shows, they had 2 shows, and I will be honest with you, my opinion is they were very childish. Were they fun and cute? Yes, my girls enjoyed it. Did I? I just sat through it because it was something else to do on the cruise, and I can share it with you. But did I love it? No, I was not in love with the shows. Now, something to keep in mind is once the show is over, the amount of people, the traffic to get out of there is crazy, and everybody's leaving through the exact same exit, so you can only imagine. This is Social 020, and this is the Teenagers Club. 13 to 17 years old. Keep that in mind. This is a wonderful hallway for photo ops, but just keep in mind what I said about 13 to 17-year-olds. You walk in here and you have this area on the right-hand side that is like filled with pillows. I'm going to show you, I think. There I go. It's a little area. Everybody's like laying down there. And then you walk in through this area and you're going to see that there are some rooms there. You have the same concept of music on the wall. These rooms are to play games. I find them to be rather dark and rather isolated for my personal taste. But this is a teenagers club and they play billiards there. You can listen to music. They have activities. This is the schedule right there next to me. But yeah, I just like to share all the information with you, especially the kids clubs, because I want parents to be very well aware of what the setting looks like for their kids. Again, this hallway is magical. If you get the chance and there's nobody in there, I would say take a picture because it's absolutely beautiful. And the pictures come out like if you're in space. It's a really cool picture. Anyways, so we're walking back out. This is the same walkway everyone uses when the ice skating show is over. So you're walking out of Playmakers. There's people that are sitting at these tables having dinner. Imagine the mobs of people that are walking behind them. They're trying to listen to a game and all of those people are just screaming. They're talking. I say that this was probably a miss for me. Anyways, so we're back in front of Surfside. We just went to the left. We went to the right earlier. Now we're going to walk through Surfside. If you love your pictures, Surfside is going to be a wonderful spot for you to take countless pictures. They have so many colors, so vivacious. It's just super bright and inviting. Again, we are on deck 6. The only thing that there is for Surfside on deck 6 is a set of stairs that goes all the way up. You have this huge flamingo. And then if you go around the flamingo, you're going to see a little corner, a little nook with 3 blue turtles. That's a great little photo opportunity because there's nobody behind you. So you can take a cute little photo wearing all white or all blue and match with the turtles. I don't know what I'm pointing at this point, but just know that that's deck 6. So we're going to go up the stairs and we're going to go to deck 7. Very little space for deck 6. Here we go to deck 7. On deck 7, you're going to run into a bunch of restaurants, an arcade, and this is pretty much home to where the kids like to hang out. This is filled with opportunities for fun for children. I'm standing before a set of stairs, as you can see there, down there, Royal Promenade. That's where we came from. That's deck 6, and I am currently on deck 7. So if you look around, very colorful, very vivacious, and very fun for kids. There's a set of stairs right here. You go up those stairs to deck 8, and then your kids can go down the slide and come back to you. My girls spent the entire day on that slide. They loved it. And now we're gonna make our way to the arcade. This is where you can drop a lot of money if you're not watching your kids. Now, it's important to note that the way that you pay for all of these games is using your room key. So if your children have access to being able to spend money on the room key, they can just tap and be spending money without you even noticing. You'll notice, I guess, when you get to the room and you check your balance on the TV, or if you check with guest services, but you're going to be charged every time they tap that card. So if they have access to being able to use that card, just know that they could just go in there and play games with absolutely no repercussions. So just keep that in mind because a lot of parents get very scared when they see their bill rack up at the end of the cruise. And then you have the candy shop, Sugar Beach. It is a great spot for you to pick up some candy. It is candy that you weigh and then you pay for it. I will say I didn't see much variety. Usually they have like a ton of candy displayed so you can get what you'd like. I didn't see much at all. It was kind of how we say in Spanish, pobrecito. Like poor little thing. There was not much to it. But anyways, you saw the operating hours there because we're at port. They are not open. And now we're going to continue our little rendezvous across the boardwalk. And let's check out everything. Surfside Boardwalk. So they have the carousel. This carousel is a little bit different. They do not have the horses as they do on the Oasis class. They have a whole bunch of like little floaties and squid and fish. It's supposed to be like this little oceanside carousel. They have a play place for the kids right on the right hand side, and we're going to go all the way to the very end where I'm going to show you that they have a whole splash pad concept there for the kids. Now there's a restaurant called Pier 7. We're approaching it. This is a restaurant that you have to pay to eat at. It is a specialty dining restaurant and it's a really cute little restaurant. This is the menu. You can take a look at it there. And yeah, just prepare yourself if it's something that you'd like to do. At least you know that you have that option. And they have this cute little splash pad area for kids. The bucket gets filled with water, pours it onto them. Parents could sit in this area, which is fantastic. I love it. And then there's little splash and sprouts coming out with water. Right next to it is the lemon post. They have non-alcoholic beverages and alcoholic beverages. I will be completely honest with you. I went ahead and I ordered 3 different types of drinks. The blue raspberry crush. I went ahead and I ordered another one. I believe it was green apple, if I'm not mistaken. I'll tell you right now. The green sea monster drink, which is this one right here. And then I ordered a super cute drink that came in a little souvenir cup as well. I did not like them. I didn't like them one bit. It pretty much tasted like the snow cone. You know, when you get the snow cone, the shaved ice, and then all the liquid kind of goes towards the bottom of the cup. Imagine drinking that. That's what it all tasted like. So I wasn't a big fan of it at all. It was a waste of money. But just keep that in mind before you go. I did get the non-alcoholic beverages. So it's pretty much sugar, water, a whole bunch of syrup. But I have to be honest with you, and I have to share it because if your kids ask you for it, you're probably better off going somewhere else and getting a different type of drink. Right here, we have Surfside Bites. They have a whole bunch of yummy little treats. They have popcorn chicken. They have personal pizzas, and it's all for free. So you can grab that there. Then they have Sprinkles. It's soft serve ice cream. It's available pretty much all day, and it is free as well. A great option. If you're out there in the heat and you want to have a quick ice cream, you can have it there. You also have Surfside Eatery, which is on my right-hand side. Everything in here is like miniature. You have little mini cheeseburgers, little mini sliders, little mini quesadillas. Everything is tiny. I feel like it's catered to children because everything is tiny. They also have soft serve ice cream in there. They have Oreo toppings and a whole bunch of stuff there too. Anyways, so that's Surfside Eatery. Let's go back inside to discover some more. So now we're going through the double doors of deck 7. We were originally on deck 6. We went up a little flight of stairs where the flamingo was, and then we're going to go through 7 now. So deck 7 is dedicated to staterooms. There's nothing going on here, just staterooms. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go up to deck 8. Now in deck 8, we are in the same area as the Surfside. Remember where I showed you a set of stairs that went up and then kids can take a slide all the way down? That's where we are right now. As you can see the actual Surfside down there, the arcade, everything we saw. This is another little shop. This shop is open during those hours specifically. I love this little store because this is for kids. They have stuffed animals, they have friendship bracelets, they have bathing suits, they have clothes, they have toys, a plethora of items for all your little ones. And you have this view right here. It's a beautiful spot. And my kids, like I told you, they love to go up those stairs and then they love to go down that slide. Absolutely adore it. It is very important that you follow the rules that they state there because you do not want your little one to get hurt. My recommendation is for the parent to wait below so that when your child gets off, you're able to help them get up and they can climb the stairs and have some more fun if they want. Now we're going to be heading back inside, and right across from me is the entrance to Central Park. Central Park is somewhat of a concept they adopted and they modified to make it look like New York City's Central Park. There's a bunch of trees, a bunch of flowers, a bunch of plants, and when you step foot outside, you hear the little sounds of birds chirping, and it's just the most incredible experience. I love that Central Park has remained a constant across all of their Oasis class ships and their Icon class ships because this place is magical. You obviously have a bunch of dining options on Central Park or at Central Park. You also have all of those stores lined up over there. There's a lot of shopping on board. And our first stop is this jazz club, Lou's Jazz Club. This is a wonderful place right when you are walking into Central Park, that you're coming from Surfside. It is on your left-hand side. It has a bar and live jazz music every night. It's beautiful. I love it. I love jazz music. I'm a big jazz music fan. So the fact that they have this as an option is just so magical. So now I'm going to keep walking and I'm going to make a slight right. Right next to the stores, there is this cute little champagne bar called bubbles. Now, I have a strong feeling that they use Lauderay as inspo for creating this little stand because the colors are literally on point. So my sister took some pictures here and she had a cute little drink here. It was very, very cute, very sweet. And obviously this is a place that costs money to enjoy. Now we're gonna head on over to Park Cafe. Park Cafe is a very healthy option. They have salads, soups, wraps, sandwiches, teas. This is free. You can enjoy dining in here absolutely for free, but it is healthy. So it's something that, you know, if you're watching what you're eating or if you want healthier options, this is a great place for you. So as we make our way outside of Park Cafe, you have a number of tables and seats available for you to sit down and dine. You also have these cute little nooks that are hidden and they overlook the Pearl, so you can see the inside of the cruise. Now, rumor has it the Royal Caribbean may be banning hiding ducks in Central Park. People are supposedly stampeding and jumping over the plants and killing the plants, and people are having to go ahead and replenish all of those plants and flowers. So I can definitely see that happening. Now, if it's 100% true, I'm not sure, but just keep in mind that that could be it. Anyways, do you guys think that's true? Let me know in the comments section down below. Is it a rumor or do you think it's true? Anyways, let's continue to discover new dining options or of what remains here on Deck 8 for Central Park. So we just passed the Trellis Bar, which was right next to me. It's just another bar in Central Park. And right here, we are approaching Chops Grill. Chops Grill is a wonderful dining option if you love filet mignons and you love peppercorn sauce and you love that type of food. Very, very good. I've had Chops Grill plenty of times, and every single time it is just as good as before. And now we have arrived at Izumi. Now Izumi has your options for hibachi. You also have an option for sit-down dining where you can order sushi rolls and plates that do not require for them to be pretty much cooked in front of you like hibachi. And you also have a window. The window outside serves you the dumplings and some sushi rolls. It's a great option. You could just go to the window, you can place an order, and then you could sit down right there and enjoy your food. You don't have to go inside and wait. It's just different dining options, lots of flexibility so that you can make the most of your trip. So I really like Izumi. I paid a few visits there, and every single time it was just as good as the last. This is your menu. You can take a look at it. I enjoyed so much to just purchase a couple of sushi rolls and dumplings and sit down and just have it wherever I'd liked. It was a great option. So now we are making way back to the elevators, and before I made it there, look, a little duck hidden right there before my very eyes. And that's kind of how you find them. They're randomly placed, hiding all over the place. So sad if they do remove it from Central Park, but I can definitely see why. There's a lot of people, and I've seen some people do some really crazy things to get a duck or two, so I can understand. Anyways, so we're at the front part of the ship now, and we're still on Deck 8, and we've made it to the Empire Supper Club. It's like an exclusive dining experience where you're in the Empire State Building, or at least that's what it makes me feel like. So this is a specialty dining restaurant. You do have to pay to eat here, and the menu is located in the front desk. So if you have questions or doubts, you want to see what this is like, you can always check it out. Restaurants like this, if you're really interested, you should make reservations ahead of time. You can also view the menus online on the app, and you can get a better understanding of what to expect. So now we're going to jump on over to Deck 14 because there's really not much else between the floor we were just on, which is 8 and 14. It's mostly staterooms. So now that we've gone to Deck 14, this is the Vitality at Sea Spa. Now, I have made it very clear in all of my other videos how much I really dislike the spa, and the reason for it is rather simple. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy here, but every time I've gone to the spa, I am kind of pushed to purchase items, purchase products, whether it's a pill to help with water retention, or a body brush, or a cream, or some sort of product that's going to help me. And I don't like it. I want to go and just have a relaxing time, have a good time, and I almost feel obligated to purchase something. So because of that reason, I just don't go to the spa anymore. However, I do love to go to the blowout bar. The reason for it is because, once I leave the cruise, I have a chance to go home and have one less thing to worry about. I have to unpack. I have to get everything settled for the next day at work. So the fact that I can go wash my hair and go home ready to go is so helpful. So if given the chance, I say take it and get your hair done. It's one of those things that I highly recommend when on a cruise ship. Well, I know what you're thinking. Vicky, where's the fitness center? Well, the fitness center is actually hidden. It's a hidden little treasure. Where exactly? Deck 6. Yes, we missed it, but I'm bringing it back to you. So deck 6, next to the lounge, the Crown and Anchor lounge, next to the elevators, if you follow the arrows, it's going to point in this little hidden hallway. And that's where you're going to go so that you can go to the fitness center. And this is just another example of how everything is kind of hidden, and then there's stairs to go down, stairs to go up, go this way, go that way. It's a lot. But now we're back to regular programming. So originally we were on deck 14, which was the spa. Now we are on deck 15. Deck 15 is home to a lot, and I mean a lot of things. Let's get started with the Aqua Theater. You remember the Aqua Theater? It used to be outside on the boardwalk. Well, now it changed. Now it's on deck 15. It has its own beautiful entrance. Everything from like the mimicking water drops that is the sculpture outside to these walls with little pieces of blue crystal that resemble almost like water droplets. It has its own shop right there, as you can see. And everything is indoor, which is fantastic because now if it rains or if there's inclement weather, it doesn't stop the show from moving on. A great option you have while at the Aqua Theater is that you can actually have dinner. Do you know where? Well, there's plenty of spaces. We're going to start with the left-hand side where you have a beautiful restaurant known as Hooked. Hooked is on board many Oasis class ships and right now on this Icon ship. Hooked is a seafood restaurant, and I love that there's some dining options out here because how amazing would it be for you to be able to sit down, have some dinner, and watch the show? It's a great little spot. Now, I can't tell you for sure that this area is not going to be blocked by bystanders who are just walking around. They stop to look at the show. So I mean, it's an option, but I'm not 100% that it's going to work in your favor if you sit out there to watch the show. Anywho, this is the inside of Hooked. If you're looking for a good restaurant to eat at, this is a fantastic restaurant. The food is top tier. It's very, very good, but it is a specialty restaurant, so you do have to pay. Much smaller setup than the other ships, or at least that's what it appears like to me. But it is, again, a wonderful restaurant, great seafood, and just a great time. Me personally, I love the aesthetic, the color scheme, the ambiance of this restaurant. I think it's just a wonderful place to have dinner. And the fact that it's right there next to the Aqua Theater makes it that much more special. So just beyond the Hooked restaurant, you have the Overlook. It's a wonderful area where these little floating pods almost appear to be there. It's almost like little round couches. You could sit down with your laptop. Imagine this view at night with like city lights or just the ocean, and you're sitting down, you're working on your laptop or just catching some Z's. What a beautiful place to be. They also have a bar directly next to it, so you can pick up a couple of drinks. And this is the side view of the Aqua Theater stage. So as we walk past this area, you'll see the bar right there. You have some more seating down there. It's just a great little spot for you to pick up a drink maybe before the show or even after the show. You could sit down, relax. I just think it's one of the prettiest parts of the ship just because it's so open and wide. In the daytime when that sunlight hits, it's just very magical. And at night, oh, beautiful. And now we're back to the starting point while we were standing right in front of the Aqua Theater. If you make a right-hand turn, you have the AquaDome Market. Now, the AquaDome Market is almost like a bunch of tiny little restaurants from all over the world. You have options for Greek food, you have American mac and cheese, you have Chinese food. It's just a ton of different options, and all of this is for free. So as we're walking along, I'll guide you and tell you what it is and what the food was like. So Toast and Garden is very organic, very clean. So you have avocado toast and things like that. You have the feta area, and that is Greek food. You have the mac and cheese, the Chinese, great options. And then right behind me, they had crepes. You could do like chocolate, Nutella, banana, strawberry. I mean, they had a bunch of different options, and that was probably my husband's favorite spot because the crepes were very delicious. Now we're actually walking outside, and we're going to walk towards the center of the cruise. Here you have Swim and Tonic, which is on the other side. It's a beautiful bar. It's on the floor above, but you can see it right there. Then this is lime and coconut. Now it's safe to say that lime and coconut has two different floors. One floor has all the types of drinks that would be like a blended, like iced, and then they have a regular bar. I'm looking down below and I spot a few people down there. And guess what? It's my family. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in. But I see Sania, my mom, and my dad picking up some izumi in the park. They probably foreshadowed my video and had an idea of what I was going to talk about. And clearly, izumi in the park is a great option. So good for them. Kudos. Kudos for checking out izumi in the park. Anyways, we're going to continue to walk straight. And over here, they have ping pong, table tennis. They have competitions throughout the cruise, and this place is always packed. They always have like a line of people waiting to play. Now we're going to continue to walk straight to the other side. Let's see what we can discover. All of these walls, I tell, for everybody who loves to take pictures and loves to go on Instagram and share vacations, all these walls are such wonderful photo ops. I know a lot of people may skip it, but that's just such a great photo with that pretty yellow backdrop. Anyways, so this is the back side of the lime and coconut bar. Now I have to find out if this is the one that's serving the iced drinks or not. Then they have another sprinkles right here. I love it because you can get your ice cream under a shaded roof. So if you need a break from all the sun, you go down there, you get your ice cream, sit there where all those kids are sitting and just enjoy your ice cream. Now you can go up those stairs and you have another floor waiting for you, but we're going to continue right here. Let's check out what we have. If you keep walking, you'll see that you'll have these little day beds and swings. You can sit down and you can just relax there. It's a great little opportunity for you to kind of get a little sun and all of those vibrant colors. Again, another amazing photo op area. If you continue to walk straight, you'll run into a Loco Fresh. A Loco Fresh is a Mexican restaurant, and they have a number of wonderful options, everything from quesadillas, burritos, tacos, salad bowls. I mean, you name it, you can create it. It is free. It is my favorite free restaurant on board the Icon and the Oasis class ships that offer it. I absolutely love it. And it's one of those spots where the entire family can go and everybody's going to find something that they love. Once you leave a Loco Fresh, you have options of going to the left or to the right. If you go to the right and you kind of keep going straight forward, you're going to reach some stairs that are going to lead you to the next deck. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn to the left. So I'm here in front of Cantina Fresca, which is like the little bar area. And we're just going to walk around because you start to find really cool and neat things when you just walk and explore, which is what I had to do for the cruise because everything seemed so new to me. So I continued to walk and eventually it led me to a little towel station. You can come here to pick up towels for the pool area and then you just drop them off when you're done. And they can even replace them and get you fresh ones if yours are already wet. Now we're going to go up these magical, colorful stairs. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the entrance to Thrill Island. And it is quite the thrill. I usually don't go on any water slides or any water activities on board because chlorine affects Coco. She's not very good with chlorine. And so I try to steer clear, but we had the best time. They begged us and we went ahead and we just did it. We did water slides. We did a bunch of activities here and this is magical. It's almost like, how can I say it? Like an actual water park that you would see for Universal or Disney. It's that magical. Colors everywhere, the most incredible slides. It's a whole section and it deserves all the praise in the world. They have the coolest seating areas, the coolest areas for you to lay down. They have a bunch of slides to fit every single person in your family. We did a number of them and we loved them. Great option for the family. You can spend one day and just spend literally the entire day in Thrill Island and the pools and you would have a blast. I guarantee it. And right here you have some miniature golf, a great area for families to play together. And right behind miniature golf, you have an area that is designated for adults 18 years and over. There's no children allowed. So it's like your little quiet space, an area where you can just go and relax and you know that there's no kids there. So that spot is right behind miniature golf. Right next to the miniature golf area, you have a set of stairs that leads to this elevated area. That area up there is to play basketball, and they use that area not just for basketball, but for other sports as well. They start adding nets, and it's easy to facilitate for other sports. This right here is another amazing restaurant. It is free. This spot right here offers a plethora of options, including some little cheese pretzel bites. You can go ahead and pick up a little basket of tiny little pretzels and dip it in cheese. I don't know if you guys have been on the Utopia or you saw my Utopia video, but on the Utopia, there is a parrot called Brian. And in this cruise, they have one called Marty. I thought it was so clever to start incorporating on all these new ships that parrot that talks. I just thought it was really, really fun and a great way to kind of connect all of the ships. So if you're unsure of what this restaurant is called, it is called Base Camp. Now, there are a number of items here. As you can see on the menu, they have burgers and hot dogs. And it's just a great way for you to have your kids on this deck. You know that they're going to be in the water slides. They can grab a quick bite. They don't have to, run all over the ship to get a good meal. Everything is right there and accessible. So it's a great peace of mind for parents. You know that your kids are on one floor and they're not going to be roaming around all over the place. They're in one spot. And right next to that, you have the rock climbing wall. It is much smaller than the Oasis class ships, way smaller. The girls were able to tackle this rock climbing wall in literally minutes. So it's not as difficult as prior ships, but you do have a rock climbing wall there. And this right here, I have to share the video with you because we all did this right here. This is, I believe, Crown's Edge is what it's called. And you pretty much are ziplining over the ocean. I mean, there's no other way to put it, but your body is literally hanging over the ocean. Let me show you what that looks like. So for most of the experiences, they are for free. So the rock climbing wall, all the slides, the water park, the ice skating, all that has been free. This activity does have a price tag to it. Now, you're able to do the zip line twice. So they pretty much give you a quick little class, they harness you up, and they attach a camera. Now, once you do the zip line experience once, then they're gonna ask if you wanna do it again, and then they'll just attach you and you do it a second time right away. And the video, once they have finished up with your group, they send the video to the app and you're able to download it for free. So you get this really cool experience, like this memory experience as well. I loved it. My kids loved it, and so did my husband. If you're afraid of heights, don't do it. You're going to be terrified. So we walked a little bit further and we made it to Deserted Milkshake Bar. Now, Deserted is on Thrill Island and it is a milkshake bar. I'll be honest with you, I think it's quite steep. They're very expensive, these milkshakes. Some are $14. There's another one there. There's a little north. I believe it's $18. I feel personally it's very expensive for what it is. I say if you want to do a really cool Sunday, you can go to the Surfside Eatery. You could do a huge bowl of ice cream, the soft serve, fill it with all the toppings you want, like Oreos, and drizzle some fudge over it, and you have a great Sunday bowl and you save your money, because I really do feel that it was very expensive. Anyways, now we're back in the elevator section. We're gonna go down one flight of stairs so that we can make it to the Windjammer. So we've made it to the Windjammer. Now the Windjammer offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It is located on deck 15. They have specific times for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you may go one day, you're probably either really late for breakfast or really early for lunch, and you may see that it is closed. Be mindful of its operating hours because they may close right before or right after you're ready to eat. Keep that in mind. Also, the menu at the Windjammer changes daily. They offer a variety of different foods, and every single day they bring new options to the table. So if you decide I'm going to eat at the Windjammer every single day for dinner, you don't get bored. You almost have a completely new menu every day. Now, don't worry and don't stress. If there's something that you really like, for example, a specific chicken or a Caesar salad, they will either have it available every single day, or you could probably request it. They're very helpful and they try their best to accommodate all guests. In addition to the food that they have here, you're more than welcome to order from the bar. Just keep in mind you have to make a payment for those drinks unless, again, you have a beverage package. Now, as far as the Windjammer is concerned, it is a great option for everyone. And I always recommend that you have breakfast at least once here, lunch at least once here, and dinner at least once here, just so that you can get a feel of what it's like to be eating at the Windjammer. And that pretty much concludes our entire tour of the Icon of the Seas. And before we wrap up this video, take a screenshot. These are all the restaurants and their operating times. So now you know you can have it on your phone and you can use it at your convenience. So guys, our trip came to an end. We're back home and I'm really happy that I had the opportunity of recording the experience. I had the opportunity of touring the ship with you guys and giving you a lot of information. I feel it's always important for you to go with a little bit of knowledge as to what you're stepping into. Now, I can't say that I did not like the Icon of the Seas. I'd be lying. It is a beautiful ship. It is an incredible opportunity to sail on it and quite the experience. Now, just because of preference, I continue to say that I enjoy the Oasis class. I feel it's more manageable. I feel that it's you're well acquainted with things around the ship quicker. The Icon of the Seas, I feel like it takes a little bit longer to kind of become situated, to understand where you are and where things are, which is why I tend to lean towards the Oasis class more. But the Icon is an incredible ship. I want to thank you all so much for the incredible support. My channel continues to grow because people like you find these videos useful. You're able to gather information, make better choices for you and your family. And I feel so overwhelmed with joy, so thankful that you reach out and you say, Vicky, thank you so much. Because of your video, I was able to plan X, Y, and Z. Because of your video, I found out that this excursion is available. Because of your video, I found out how to do this, and the other. So it really means a lot to me. I appreciate it. So if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to do so. It helps small channels like mine continue to grow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Tea with Aloha and Coco, and I'll see you all in our next video. But until then, don't forget, stay magical. Until next time.